Hey, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and as well as our podcasting outlets. And folks, we're in an overtime game,
We won.
and I'm watching it on one screen. Dwayne, we trying to do the review for the next these games we saw earlier, but it's some exciting football going on right now. Uh, the Packers continuously never have a defense, and everything rests upon Aaron Rodgers. She's been hanging out with us all day long. I know she's about tired of us.
It's my support dog.
Wayne, the
Michael
story of
Irvin got Michael Irvin got champ. I got Jazzy. Look at him. I
the
love him.
story of the day, Dwayne, seems to be
You want to start from the top?
Joe Burrow, man.
Yeah, we'll start with that. Washington football team 20, Bengals 9. Sad to see Joe Burrow suffer an ACL injury. Praying for a speedy recovery for him, but that means he's not going to be probably ready to go to like mid-season next year.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a tough break for the Bengals, man. They play gritty. You know, um, it's tough, man. There's not much more I can say about that. The Washington football team, that defensive line that the football team has, they were on them all day, and it was a freak sort of thing, man.
they'll be playing for first place on Thursday.
Well, yeah, the Washington football team will be playing for first place on Thursday because every team in the NFC East has 3 wins now. Every team, all 4 teams, 3-6-1, 3-7, 3-7, and 3-7. But nice win by Washington. Hey, quick turnaround for them. They got to go to Dallas now on Thanksgiving. But hey, man, it's gonna be a good one, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. Uh, apologies
Oh,
are in order.
my buddy's a Texans fan. Rob, we're gonna get to the Texans. We're gonna discuss everything. Uh, I see you was at the spot cleaning the dance hall, Rob. It's one of my old coworkers, Dwayne.
Okay, okay. Apologies are in order. Let me turn my TV down. Apologies are in order because I questioned Sean Payton this morning, and I questioned
You
him
and me
starting
both.
Taysom Hill, and the young man got the job done. Threw for
Yeah,
233, rushed for
yeah.
51 and 2, and
He
Saints
surprised
came
me,
out.
man.
Surprised me too. The Saints
You
came out
know,
with a 24-9 victory over the Falcons. I was disappointed in the Falcons' effort today. I thought they had a real chance to win this game today, and I thought they could get to 4-6, but they fall to 3-7. Saints improved to 8-2, and it may look good for them going forward.
yeah, that was a big win
Um,
for the Saints. I mean, when you can win like that without your leader being there, and even some of the players had questioned the decision. They wanted Jameson in. Uh, that was a big win for them.
yeah. Next up,
Oh, Kevin, our buddy, he's a Saint fan. He said we
oh,
surprised a lot of people. Who that? Oh, he's from Who That Nation.
who that nation
Oh,
did
he's
it,
from
man?
Tennessee, so he's right there.
Yeah, they did it, man. Next game, which we all knew what was going to happen in this one. Steelers all over the Jaguars, 27-3. Um, Amazing when you think of all the success that the Pittsburgh Steelers has had as an organization. This is the first time in franchise history that they're 10-0.
Yeah, that's something. You would think that their franchise always, but the Steelers, man, like I always say, Mike Tomlin, hell of a coach.
Yeah.
Last year, that stuff they went through last year with the quarterbacks and all that, it showed you that they're a good team, man. Well run organization. They're one of the ones that when the patriarch died, they didn't fall off. Not like the New York Football Giants when
No.
Wilmington Mara died. Yeah,
Okay. Next up, and I'm sorry, folks. I keep looking up at this overtime game. I have to. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Next up, the Texans. We called this one. Texans 27, Patriots 20. Big win for Romeo Crennel against
Big
his
win,
boy.
big win for Romeo. I know Rob likes that, even though he know the Texans are going nowhere fast. But wondering what they're going to do with a coach. We believe, me and you've been saying we believe the defensive coordinator, the coach Matt Eberflus, will be a great coach for the Texans,
Yes,
and we believe if they was to hire a personnel guy, it would be the personnel guy for the Cowboys, Will McClay. We
Will
believe that
McClay.
would be the
Yep.
good because the Texans they need some leadership because they
Absolutely.
have no assets going forward, and they're going to need the scouting department to really pull some out the hat going into next year.
Absolutely.
So what next game? I'm all messed up, Dwayne.
Next game.
Titans Ravens, man.
No. We're gonna go in order, brother. We're gonna go in order with the NFL app scoreboard. All right, we're gonna stay in their order. Man, the Browns moved to 7-3. They win 22-17. Hey man, it's time for Philly fans to start worrying about Carson Wentz, man.
I
He's
know that
just
a lot
not.
of a lot of Philly fans been thinking that me and you have been attacking their team, and I just want Philly fans to know that me and Dwayne actually like Carson Wentz. We just never thought he was better than Dak Prescott. But Carson Wentz has regressed so bad,
He
Joe.
has.
His even when he's back, like he's reading his progressions is going so slow. Like this guy think that he's in front of the Dallas Cowboys line of the '90s. You don't have no time. You got a beat up line, and he's just
But I'm glad you said that because it seems like the whole world makes excuses for him. Oh, injury. Oh, fumble. Holy smokes, folks. The Packers just fumbled. The coach recovered it. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to see what's going to happen. Wide receiver caught it and got punched right out by number 32 of the Colts. He punched that thing right out. And a great recovery right there. Okay, so Carson Wentz, man. Hey, listen. He has. What the heck? Sorry. Carson Wentz has a chance to take control of this terrible division,
one
right?
thing. One thing that I do like though. First year coach Stefanski, his running backs was getting shut down in the first half, and you usually see younger coaches more than not go away from it, and they stuck with the run, and them guys started breaking tackles, getting to the second and third levels, and I respect the young coach that had a game plan, decided to stick to his game plan, kept it close to the vest, and they pulled it out, which was a big win for them, man. Very big win for Cleveland. They stayed in the hunt. Baltimore, as we'll talk about later, is on a tailspin, so Cleveland picking it up is good for their franchise. That's one franchise and a fan base that they just need to sniff the playoffs. Just if they get to the playoffs, that'll be so big for their organization.
Yeah. So next up we have the Panthers. Matt Rule and his Panthers. Hey, the Lions ought to be
What do you
ashamed of
say?
themselves, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That'll be ashamed of
yeah.
themselves, man. The Panthers was all beat up, man. Not just the quarterback, but other positions, losing a lot of people, all beat up. PJ Walker, Elizabeth, New Jersey's on the 908. We talked about that this morning. It could have been worse because he threw 2 picks in the end zone.
Yeah,
2. So this could have been
yeah.
a real blowout. 20-0. And then at the end of the game, Matt Patricia got testy with the Detroit media because they questioned the direction of the program. And he got testy. He ought to be
Yeah, I
ashamed of
don't know what
himself.
it is, and we always talk about it, Dwayne. And it's something about these guys that come from Belichick. They act like they could be him, and even Bill at the end of the day, he's really not smart with the media. He just gives one word answers and don't give them much, but he
Right.
don't disrespect them. And for some reason, every guy except Flores, if you hear them, they just think they got the clout to be Bill.
Yeah.
Like, and none of y'all succeeded. None of y'all succeeded. It
Nope.
even got to the point where the media keeps lying, saying Vrabel is one of his tree. No, Vrabel is one of his players. He
Players.
never coached with him.
Never coached with him.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah. So that was tough. So then the game, the 1 o'clock game that everyone was interested in, the Titans. 30-24 win in overtime, man. The Ravens are reeling a little bit, and I think they're starting to feel the pressure a little bit. I was shocked that John Harbaugh blew off Rabel in the post game handshake. Like just blew him, just waved him off, man. Derrick Henry, that 29-yarder in overtime was just Derrick Henry being
Yeah, I don't know how long Derek is going to be able to maintain the physicality that he runs with. Hopefully, we get to see that for at least 3 or 4 more years. But evidence showed us within the next year it's going to start wearing down. But if you just love old school NFL football, run, hit, the Titans is a team to watch. I mean, if you think you're going to see the quarterback throw the ball all over the field, you're not going to see that. You're going to see a running back who's physical, who's very rarely going to run out of bounds, and you're going to see a defense that's just hits. And it has a great safety. I don't think he gets much play, Kevin Breyer, but he patrols that center field back there, man, and that front seven is just nasty. Um, but Baltimore, I do believe that something's going on in Baltimore. I mean, you got to understand that we talked about it earlier. Kevin mentioned it too. That the Lamar Jackson experiment, man, the league catch up to you quick, man.
They do.
You get named MVP. You be on these Madden covers. Like, okay, you want to be, you know, and this is sad. The one thing about Lamar, and I hate to say it, is we want to see all players succeed, but those of us that have been watching Lamar, we knew this was going to happen. We know that the chances of him progressing is almost slim to none. I mean, he's an RG3, just lasted longer. Quarterbacks don't get better when they get to the NFL. But when they get to the NFL, what happens is the tools they got just get refined. You don't just gain arm strength all of a sudden.
Right.
You know, and we seeing that with the other quarterback that we talked about earlier, with Baker Mayfield. He's a bum. He's not no good, and he was in a great system with some great players in Oklahoma. But Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback, y'all. Like, you know, that experiment will be over by next year.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so we got a final in Indianapolis. We'll get back to that a little bit later. Next up, the first 4 o'clock game.
Would I be wrong to say this?
Yeah, you could, but we'll get to it.
Calling Tyrone. Where you at, little buddy?
The next game is the Chargers move to 2-7. The Jets fall to 0-9, and that's all we need to say about that. Other than the fact that Justin Herbert, man, he lit it up today.
They got a quarterback, y'all.
They got a quarterback, man.
They got a quarterback. He might be it's funny, we laughed about this a couple weeks ago, that coming out of college, when you look at the measurables, you would have looked at him compared to Joe Mariota and Joey Harrington as the worst quarterback from Oregon. But he may be the best one that came out of Oregon that we've seen in recent years. So that's the funny thing. Like,
think about the success the Chargers have had at that position. You go from Drew Brees to Phillip Rivers to now this kid. So they're an organization that has got.
And I know that we don't want our guy to get fired, but the Chargers, what hurt them this year was just the health of their defense. When they lost Darren James, it just trickled down. But let's hope that their franchise allows them to give Anthony Lynn another shot. Just give him another shot.
I like to give a lot of credit to Brian Flores, but I have to knock him for today. The Dolphins lose to the Broncos. I know it's always tough to go into Denver and win. I didn't understand the quarterback change. Like, you got a rookie quarterback, you got to let him get in these battles, and then you had a chance to win it in the end, and Fitzpatrick threw a terrible interception when the game could have been tied up. I know Tua looked like he may have tweaked the ankle or whatever, but he was standing on the sideline the whole time. I did not agree with pulling him out of that game.
I know Twitter was upset with Flores a lot too about that game. They was really I seen a lot of statements where they was upset, like, why bench him?
Yeah,
Um, but Flores, we I don't think that we want to criticize him yet.
I don't.
Unfortunately, he's our guy,
Yeah,
and I think that right now we're gonna give him until next year before we start questioning his moves. Some of these coaches we get on early when they've been around for a while, and some of the other ones we kind of wait and hold judgment and like to see what they building.
so the
Like Matt
best two.
Patricia, we on your heels because
Yeah,
we don't see the direction of what you're building there.
the best two games of the day were in that 425 window. We'll start. It just ended. The Colts beat the Packers 34-31 in overtime. The Packers started in overtime with the possession. Got a nice pass out to number 83. He 32 from the Colts with a beautiful tackle, stripped the ball out of there, recovered by the Colts. They kicked the game-winning field goal. Colts,
Typical Matt Eberflus defense, man. Strip, gang tackle, strip, gang tackle, strip, gang tackle.
it's what he teaches.
It's just amazing, um, you know, to watch a coach that you've been watching for the last 6, 7 years go over, be allowed to take and run his defense the way he wants to run it, and they really have the identity of the way that he coached it. He coaches the cover three, cover two, four guys getting upfield, everybody staying in your lane. You can do that when you have a great middle linebacker and a great tackles, and just able for us, man. It just amazes me every week in and week out. I just hope he gets a good coaching job, far, far away from the team that I root for.
Yeah, yeah,
you
please.
know,
Um,
and
and
the
then
Packers, man, the Packers for some reason, you get the quarterback in the draft, and people got mad and worried about Aaron Rodgers, how Aaron Rodgers feel. The Packers for some reason think that you could continue having fate on your side with having quarterbacks for 13, 14 years, and it's going to keep happening. You have to draft defense. You have to draft defense. And the Smith brothers came there last year, and they've been struggling all year. The Packers defense is it's not Swiss cheese, but it's close.
it's close.
It's cut real thin. And Aaron Rodgers, week in and week out, got to continue doing what they're doing. Next game, Dwayne.
Well, I don't think Mike McCarthy's going anywhere. Kevin Harvick fan '04.
McCarthy's not going nowhere.
Nah, they love him, and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have said as much. But I'm a Cowboy fan. They got the victory today. I got to eat a little bit of humble pie. There was no way in the world I thought they were going to win this game today because, like I tell you people, I put my fandom aside when it comes to picking these games. I try to be realistic and not have the Dallas Cowboy pom poms. And I thought Dalvin Cook would run crazy on our defense, but I don't know if it was the bye week, but our defense looked like energized. I mean, I know they still gave up 28 points. Um,
The
a
Dallas
lot of
Cowboys.
that, a lot of that is because they couldn't guard Adam Thielen.
Nah,
Um,
Kevin. Honestly, we're not being Cowboy homers. Um, Actually, McCarthy do deserve the job. When
yeah,
you sit back and think about it, first year coach, no preseason, COVID. He deserves the job. What happened with the Cowboys this year? Um, they struck out in free agency, like literally struck out. Besides Olden Smith, and that's not normal for any team, and it's definitely not normal for the personnel guy Will McClay. He's the one that makes the decisions with Stephen Jones. What and now if you see what's going on with the Cowboys, even though me and Dwayne we can't pick them because we don't trust them.
right.
But if you look at what's going on with the Cowboys, they actually playing hard, and that's indicative of pride in the coach. And I always say it every year that the Cowboys don't got dogs on their team. They actually do got a couple guys that got some pride on their team,
Well, I think getting
and
rid of
they're
the vet,
settling down. Yeah,
I
getting
think
rid of
getting
those
rid of
veterans.
I think getting rid of the veterans and just showing that McCarthy is the head of this locker room, and it's going to be his way. I think that played a big part. But we break this team down. Um, you guys wait till next year. We're gonna be on a whole different level. But we break this team down, and if I knew this morning that they were gonna make the adjustment of bumping Zach Martin out the right tackle and putting Connor McGovern at right guard, I would have given the Cowboys a chance. I still would have picked the Vikings, but I would have given them a chance. And today, they played loose, man. They played free offensively. A lot of innovative plays from Kellen Moore. A lot of stuff he did with
You
CeeDee
know,
Lamb.
one thing about the Cowboys and the Cowboy fans will tell you is that they don't play well when a core guy gets hurt. What I mean is that the next man up theory that every team got, where they could patch up for a game or two, it takes the Cowboys 5 weeks to adjust to that. What I mean, Jalen Smith is probably having one of his worst years, even though he's in the top five in tackles right now. He's
Mm-hmm.
having one of his worst years. But Jalen Smith is so much better player when Vander Esch is on the field because Vander Esch calls the defenses, and Jalen Smith is allowed to play that wheel, and he just runs around like a wild animal. Now that hurts him because sometimes he plays undisciplined, but with Van Der Esch on the field, he don't have to worry about calling the defense. Donovan Wilson is a good, can be a very, very old school in the box safety, but he's putrid in coverage and was
Yeah.
putrid in coverage in college. And Xavier Woods, even though we didn't call his name today, he's putrid in coverage. He's a box safety. So on them deep plays where you see Anthony Brown getting burnt, it's no safety being able to
No
coverage. I
safety.
know that a lot of guys be like, what's going on, Brown getting burnt, but the safeties that Dallas get are never free safeties to the point where they play good center field, and it's like a no fly zone back there. Kevin, you are right. Me and Dwayne do we don't like Demarcus Lawrence that much, but Demarcus Lawrence, one thing that he's considered a great end against the run. Me and Dwayne think he talk a little too much sometimes. But he said it. He said this game is not going to be like the Cleveland game, and me and Dwayne couldn't believe he made the statement during the week.
He
So,
backed it up
um,
this week.
very interesting win for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have actually, the guys have put themselves in a position like next week, next Thursday on Thanksgiving, where we probably wouldn't have watched much football. They're going to be playing the Redskins for the lead in the division,
The
and they
football
only
team.
play they only play the Washington team. They only play one team to the end of the year right now. That's over 500, and that's the Ravens, who we seen are reeling. So
Yeah.
they're showing something.
The NFC East is bad. It's really bad. But all four teams got 3 wins. So one of these teams is going to get a home playoff game. And as a
See what the
Cowboy fan,
with the
I don't
players
know.
where a lot of these players the COVID. What I understand, you wanted to protect your family from the COVID and everything. But one thing that the NFL players did, and it hurt their teams, the ones that got new coaches, if people think the NFL players don't need preseason, this season shows that you needed
They,
preseason. You've seen it
they,
with the Giants. The Giants started off looking crazy. They may not have the best players, but you notice the Giants is playing well. Cleveland, I mean, me and Dwayne watched Cleveland and the Bengals in the beginning of the year. They wasn't playing well. New coaches. Now you're starting to see that these younger coaches, new coaches to these teams, are getting a handle of what their guys can do and what they can't do.
and that's the biggest problem that I have. And again, I'm not dumping on them. I'm just giving you what I think. That's the biggest problem I have with Philadelphia because if you look at the NFC East slash lease, you have 3 first-year head coaches with their organizations, and Rivera, Joe Judge, and Mike McCarthy. So the Eagles had the most continuity with Peterson. His staff didn't change, man. So for them to be struggling and to be 3-6-1 right now, they should have taken control of this division and put the other 3 teams out. Now, as a Cowboy fan, as much as it may pain fellow Cowboy fans to hear this from me, The win was nice, but we lost draft stock. We went from being the third pick in the draft to the fifth pick in the draft. And even if we win the division, how far would this team really go in the playoffs? So I want to be in the top five and take somebody's draft when they want to come up and get Zach Wilson. I want your draft. I want your draft.
There you go, Dwayne.
Rank all the head coaches in the NFC least. All right, well, you got to put McCarthy and Peterson at the top because they're Super Bowl winning coaches. And then you got to put Rivera right there because he's been to a Super Bowl. And Joe Judge, it's his first year. So if I had to
I
rate
mean,
them, man,
I mean when you look at it and you look at the staffs, you look at offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I mean, I hate to say it, but it might be the Washington football team because of Jack Del Rio. But then again,
yeah,
you
but they
know,
got Scott Turner. He kind of a young play caller.
yeah, and it's like the opposite with Dallas. Dallas got Nolan, who a lot of people don't like Nolan. Um, but Nolan, something's going on in the last three games with Dallas with Nolan. If you
Full
watched it,
full disclosure, look into my eyes. I hate Mike Nolan. Can't stand him. I
yeah,
want to change our defensive coordinator for next year, but Nolan is one of McCarthy's guys. So,
and the thing in
but
Philly,
if you asking me to rate them, man, I mean, like I said, you splitting hairs to me between Peterson and McCarthy because they're both Super Bowl winning coaches. And I know people could say, "Oh well, Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers." Well, Aaron Rodgers hasn't won the Super Bowl since McCarthy left either. So,
I do
you
I
know,
do think one thing about Riverboat Ron is that I do think I like his coaching style. I've always liked his coaching style. River, Ron Rivera for his guys with a little bit of age. Just remembering how he played when he played football and seeing his whole transition through coaching, you kind of root for him a little bit when you see
yeah,
a guy like that. And he's not afraid to take to coach to a win, as we seen against the Giants when they could have kicked the extra point and went to overtime that won the first game.
mm-hmm.
He's just Ron Rivera is just a very interesting coach. It's going to be interesting going forward with these coaches, um, because they're going to try to build these teams to fit their identity more, and But it's going to be an interesting game on Thanksgiving. Um, Dallas's line uh, is interesting going against the Washington team because
Very interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Dallas have figured it out trying to run the football again. So we'll
Hey,
see how
big
long
day for
that
Zeke
lasts.
today. Big day for 2-1. Big day for him.
His first hundred
Got
yard
over
game all
100.
year, man.
Got over 100. But hey, we're 10 minutes about from kickoff, so we're gonna wrap up what happened earlier. And I like the Chiefs tonight in the revenge game for losing their
Yeah, I
one
kind
game
of
this year to
yeah.
Las
After
Vegas.
after watching today's games, I think I can't go against the Chiefs this tonight, but I wouldn't mind seeing old AFC West football though.
And
And
what do
then
you think about tomorrow night?
who's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is the Bucks are playing. Who's the Bucks playing?
Yeah, Kevin
Rams
Rivera.
Bucks.
Rivera was a linebacker on those '85 Bears. Rams Bucks tomorrow. I'm picking the Rams. You said Rams Bucks tomorrow,
Nice. I'm gonna go head up with you. I'm gonna go Bucks.
and the reason why I'm gonna pick the Rams is because um, what Jalen Ramsey is doing right now is he's literally neutralizing who's ever he's guarding. Um, he's stepping into that Revis Dion category as far as shutting guys down. I know he's not Dion. I'm not comparing him to Prime.
Nobody said it.
Let's
Yeah.
get that straight. But he's stepping into that rare air where you could just roll a zone to the other side and just make him go for somebody one up. But I'm gonna pick the Rams, man. You know, I'm gonna pick the Rams. That'll be a very good game, man. That'll be a good
It's
game
gonna
to
be. I
end the
think
week.
tonight it's gonna be good, and I think tomorrow
Yeah,
night's gonna be good, and then we'll get the rest on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then 3 games on Thursday, man.
we had a great day, man. Got to interview the brothers at 4G Sports. Guys,
Very
check it
good
out,
interview.
man. Real
Very
good
good
interview with them brothers. They have a good show, good platform. Hopefully we're gonna definitely hook up again with the brothers. Check them out. They got a lot of guests, a lot of people in the sports world, from MMA to baseball, football, basketball, all over the whole gamut, high school, college, and pro. So check them brothers out. 4G Sports. Make sure you like and subscribe, man,
And
and
maybe we could
spread the love.
do a crossover show with them, like
Yeah.
combine the
That
shows one night.
that'd be good one day.
Mhm.
I was supposed to interview. Maybe I'll bring the whole Let's Talk squad. They're all of them in the group, by the way, now. So
That's
they can
wonderful. It was good to
they
have
can
them
see the
aboard.
craziness. They can see the craziness in our group.
Good to have them aboard. Don't take me too seriously. I get a little nutso sometimes. Like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with y'all. I'm gonna give you some insight into me today. All right. It is rare that I root against my Dallas Cowboys. I rooted against them today. And before you knock me for being a not good fan, I love this team. I want somebody's draft.
Yeah, we want your
We
draft.
need picks.
Pick.
And
We need
but
players,
if you
man.
but hey, listen, if we got a chance to win the division, you obviously gotta go for it. Tell you something, we win Thursday. We right there, man. You may be seeing a first round playoff game at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, Tyler. Your Patriots had a rough one.
Yeah, that was rough, Tyler. I mean, I was
Rough
thinking
game.
about you too because I remember you said something this morning. And hey, listen, I appreciate you, Tyler, and I appreciate you too, Kevin Harvick fan. Thank you for rocking with us today, man. And please come back again. Like, keep joining us, man. Keep hitting us with your thoughts, man. We love
Remember
to
to
hear from everybody.
share, and subscribe. Like, share, and
Yeah.
subscribe. Also,
Listen,
like I said a
we
minute
want
ago,
you to follow the group now, man. We feel like you're part of the family now. So come aboard, man. Hey, listen, me and this man been doing this since 85 in the playground, man. Since 85 in the playground. So, in
yeah,
honor of Ron,
we gotta.
Riverboat Ron, we've been
It's
doing
funny.
this since 85.
It's funny because I know that we both big basketball fans, but we really don't do basketball shows. It's because right now we're not real happy with the NBA game. But we'll probably do something to talk about basketball. We'll probably do something to talk about the NCAA. But trust me, guys. Hopefully, we got a big draft show
We're
coming
gonna
up.
blow it open. We're gonna
Like
blow it open,
our
man.
pre-draft show. We're not going to do the show on the day of the draft, but probably like a week before the draft, we probably do a show for about 3 hours. I mean, it's going to be good.
If
It's
you
going
get
to
a
be
chance,
entertaining.
listen, if you get
You
a
know,
chance, just go through the archives and look at our ones from last year.
yeah,
It was a wonderful night.
we did a good draft
Good
show.
friends, good banter, and we just
Yeah,
wanted to be interactive, man. Get more people involved. The more of you that are hitting us in this chat box, the better it is for all of us. Just this is the game we love, man. Faith, family, and football, man. Faith,
yeah.
family, football. That's it.
With that, we're gonna close out for the night. Thanks for joining us. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and we talk to you guys next week on the sports tip. And
Happy Thanksgiving.
y'all take it easy.